when things just don't go your way, right? In the past couple of months, well, let me say this. In the past few weeks, things seem to have been going my way. And to be honest, for the past year or year and a half or two, things seem to have been going my way to a very good degree. And in the past few weeks, it all came crashing down immensely. I'm not gonna get into too many details here for various different reasons, because those things that happen to me doesn't only involve me, it involves other people. So I don't want to be that guy who is sharing other people's business, but I can share you at least what happened to me specifically. First off, I had this super important interview to do, super important, and it didn't go well. It didn't go well, which sucked. Something that I really wanted and I was really working for a very long time, and it could have changed my life. You know what I'm saying? It could have changed my life. And shortly after that interview, I succumbed to a few injuries. I sprained my ankle in a basketball game, a pickup game, a little friendly game with friends, and then shortly after, a few weeks later, I broke my wrists in the same game with the same friends or acquaintances. I don't really call them friends. And it showed me a lot of things, dude. It showed me a lot of things that I already knew, and it confirmed a lot of things. And I don't even know where to start, but for sure, if you're watching this and shit's not going your way, bro, for sure, I know how you feel. I, for a very long time, did not want to exist. I felt like it just didn't make any sense anymore to keep pushing. And I'm normally that guy who tries to stay motivated, who tries to keep going forward and don't really pay much attention to the things that are going wrong. But everybody has that time, dude, where you're like, man, this is not it. Life is not how I expected it to be. And it's been that way for me for a very long time. I don't have the dream life that I want. I'm 23 years old and I'm not even close to anything that I imagine. And it makes me sad every day, especially when you compare the friends that I had growing up, the friends that I had in high school, and where they are in their careers. It makes me sit and look at myself like, damn, bro, what are you doing with your life? You know what I'm saying? And with this experience with the fractured wrist, it made me look at life different. Like the things that I was doing before the fractured wrist, they're very fragile. You know what I'm saying? Like the art thing, the drawing, the YouTube, whatever, it's very fragile if all it took to just stop my income stream was just a fractured hand. You know what I'm saying? And it made me look at life in so many different perspectives. Like, what if I had more serious responsibilities on my head? Like, what if I truly had to really, I'm not saying I don't have to, but what if I really needed to make some money? What if I owed somebody something, you know what I'm saying? And my hand wasn't working. What the hell would I even do, bro? And something I like to say, or tell a couple friends, is that whenever something happens to you or something goes wrong with you in life, the most the other person can do, the regular dude, that regular friend, that regular acquaintance, someone that doesn't really care for you that much, the most that they're gonna say whenever something goes wrong is, in Jamaican terms, Jano. Or God knows, or damn, bro, that sucks. And that's not gonna fix your situation, dude. That did not fix mine. That did not heal my wrist. That did not help me with the interview that I missed out on. None of that stuff did anything for me, bro. And nobody was coming to save me. And I don't want to sound like that guy, but it's just the bitter truth. Nobody was coming to save me. I sat down, I looked at that perspective, and I was like, damn, bro. It's just me. You know what I'm saying? It's just me. And I had to just come to terms with that. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't get up and ask anyone to, obviously I have my mom, my dad, and my brothers and my sisters and whatever, but I'm talking in the grander scale. Obviously they can't live my life for me. I had to look at that perspective and be like, man, what am I doing? I questioned myself time and time again. What am I doing? I try to like be still and be calm and be stoic and whatever, but I was just tired, dude. Because that one thing that never went my way just made me feel like nothing else matters in life. And if nothing else matters, then life doesn't matter. And I didn't want to be around, if you know what I mean, to continue this meaningless life. And it all changed. You know, I'm a Christian. I wouldn't even say I'm a Christian. I don't care about religion. I'm a child of God. You know what I'm saying? Jesus is son. You know, I believe in the Lord Jesus Christ. And obviously, whenever things are in the state that they're in, I try my best to turn to him for the best answers I can possibly get. And oftentimes those answers are not clear. Those answers are not given to me when I want them. But I sat down and I thought, and I just did my best to wait on the Lord, like the Bible says. And one day I was taking a shower and I was like, man, what does it mean to wait on the Lord? You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, why don't I get revenge for the accident, the person who was involved in the accident when who fractured my wrist, because that nigga cost me a lot of money. Well, I'm gonna be fair, it didn't cost me a lot of money for the wrist. I went to like a public hospital and whatever, but like in terms of the money that I missed out on, the opportunities that I could have had if he didn't, you know, was super wild on the basketball court and caused me to fracture my wrist. I was like, why don't I just take revenge and, you know, instead of waiting? And I heard the voice of the Lord say, the war is not mine. And I don't know about you, but when I heard that in my head, it just felt like somebody was taking up this battle for me, you know what I'm saying? And it just shows you that the only person that can save you apart from yourself is the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, bro. So I'm just putting that out there. Even if you're not religious, even if you're not, you know, believing into Christ, you're missing out, dude. I'm telling you, dude. That alone gave me enough comfort to be like, damn, all right, maybe I should continue this meaningless life. You know, because regardless of everything, you know, you might call it cope, regardless of everything, I'm not in the worst circumstances that I could be in. You know, it's just a fractured wrist. I could have had a broken arm. I went to the hospital. I saw people unable to move their arm. Their arms were like this. Their arms are like this, bro. Can't move their arm any at all. And all I had was a little fractured wrist. My fingers are fine. Everything's fine. I'm gonna get this shit off me in like 2 weeks after this video, of course. You know what I'm saying? And it could have been worse. You know, I could have had a broken neck or something. My sprained ankle could have been a broken leg. I couldn't imagine having a broken leg. When I saw people at the hospital needing crutches and you couldn't walk and whatever, I can walk. I can't use my right hand the way I want to use it, but I can still move my fingers. So it could have been way worse. And that important interview I had, it's not over, you know? It's not over. They say they're going to give me a second chance, you know? And, you know, this one chance is the only chance that I have, and I'm going to make it be the absolute best possible chance that I could ever get at this opportunity. So they could have just straight up told me, no, bro. They could have like sent me home and be like, quits. No, you're over. You're done. You're done, G. You ain't getting none of this bread. But like, they're giving me a second chance to come again. And it's not because they like me. It's not because I'm special. It's just because that's how God wanted it, bro. So sometimes in life, you're gonna suffer a ton before you reach that goal, that perfect moment, that perfect thing that you want. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to go through all these different hardships, and you might be like, damn it, man, why me? Why me? Why do I gotta suffer while the other guy lives for free? And you know, you never know what's going on in someone else's life. That guy could be going through a lot of things, but they don't show that on the surface. You know what I'm saying? Social media shows us the perfect part of everybody. So we don't see when that other dude is suffering. We don't see when that other girl is suffering. We don't see where that celebrity is going through their thing, that other person is going through their thing. Because let me tell you this, money does not buy happiness. Because if money did buy happiness, bro, all those niggas who were, you know, offing themselves, you know, they wouldn't have done it. Those rich niggas, bro, they wouldn't have done it. Because they had money, right? They should be happy, right? They shouldn't have problems, right? You know, a lot of time I heard people say, damn, why this nigga complaining? He rich. Why he complaining? You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. Money helps a lot. It helps a lot in terms of like what it can acquire. Don't get me wrong. But it's not the end all be all goal for everybody and for everything. Get what I'm saying? So that doesn't buy happiness, dude. Doesn't buy happiness, bro. So if it's money you're after, I can't tell you how to go about it, but just be conscious, you know what I'm saying? Be aware of the fact that things just might not go your way in whatever you're pursuing, and that's completely fine. Things didn't go the way for me, and it has been the same way for years. Things have not been going my way. Things have been extremely slow, like I mean slow motion, but it's better than no motion. You get it? My motion has been extremely slow. Like I really wish I was going faster. Like I solemnly believe I should be at the top of this game in my country. I live in Jamaica. In my country, I believe I should be at the top of this game, bro. I should be the #1 nigga. I didn't put in the work to be the #1 nigga. I didn't put in the work to be the #1 guy for a long time. When everybody else was cooking, grinding, putting in that work, what was I doing? I was wasting my time on women, trying to find love and trying to figure out, like, you know, certain experiences, what they felt like. I was wasting my time with medial tasks, you know, so concerned about going outside and looking the best for other people. Because when I was growing up, I never cared about those things, but for some reason when I like hit adolescence, hit like my adult years, I just felt like I had to care. Because I listened to that noise from other people. I listened to what other people were saying, and I was like, damn, I should care about going outside, going to parties, meeting up with a lot of people, spending time with friends or whatever. But I wasn't putting in that work for the dreams that I wanted, you know? So my motion was very slow, very, very slow. It took off very, 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 very slow. But slow motion is better than no motion, you know? Better than no motion, bro. So yeah, it's just like that. And I feel like at the very least, we all should be appreciative of the things that we have, for better or for worse. So like I might make this video right now and this video goes nowhere, and personally I care, but I don't care, you know what I mean? Like I care if one person sees this and they like it and they got a message out of it, you know how I feel? But I don't really care. The purpose of these videos, the purpose of this channel or wherever the heck you're seeing this, is just to speak what's on my mind. And if you agree with it, you agree with it. If you don't, you don't. You know what I'm saying? So things are not gonna always go your way, but that doesn't mean that one day they won't, you know? That doesn't mean that one day you won't wake up and things are just like working. You gotta put in that work for that. You gotta trust God for that. You know what I'm saying? And even when you put in that work, it still might not be enough. But you gotta want that thing so much that regardless of whatever happens, you keep going. I like to tell myself, until death, every loss, every failure is just psychological. So I'm not dead. I'm very much well alive, and I'm pushing and I'm going through. So yeah, I haven't lost yet. I haven't lost yet. But yeah, that's that. Things are not going my way, but they're gonna get better, and that's what I want to do with this channel. I want to like document this journey of becoming what I want to become in its truest form. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really believe, and I can't stop saying this, I can't stop believing this, I really believe, and I know everybody believes in this, but I don't care what everybody want to say, I don't care what everybody else thinks. You know, everybody can think what they want to think for themselves, but for me personally, I believe I can be one of the best in this game. You know, the content game, the creation game, whatever. I can be one of the best in this game. I thought that when I was a kid, when I was on my Minecraft channel from I was like 14. I know like all of us had Minecraft channels and stuff back then, you know what I'm talking about. When I was on my Minecraft channel from 14, and at being Jamaican and being in the scene, you know, back then it felt like, bro, what were you doing? You're wasting your time. You're a nerd. Ha 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 ha. You're trying to like be something bigger, be something greater than what you actually are. You know, at the time back then, TikTok wasn't a thing. Vines weren't that popular in Jamaica, whatever. But look at the scope, look at the scene now. Jamaicans are one of the biggest thing on social media right now. TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, like the entire content scene, the entire creator scene in Jamaica is bigger and still growing way bigger than it was back then, 10 years ago, when I just started off. And I feel like I'm missing out on my cut of the pie. So if you're down for that, you know, join the team, join the party, join the club, subscribe to the channel, follow me if you're watching this like as a clip or something, I don't know. And yeah, we'll get to work.